Okay, it has been 84 damn years. We need to bring Miss Foxy to Baldur's Gate. Come on. Once again, what was I doing last time I was here? It's been a minute. I do believe I was on the way to Last Light Inn. Should we long rest before proceeding? Just to get a little bit of a reset.
Oh, who is you?
Not this character again.
To say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing.
Oh, right. I forgot about this. Just right off the bat, Foxy's getting some. I mean, go off, girl. What else is there to do in the Shadowcursed lands, right? I'm choosing the bed, though. I mean, it was fine, you know.
I see. Well, fine is fine. Nobody weeps because the weather is fine. No monarchs were overthrown because their ruling was fine. No artworks were burned because they were not masterpieces, but merely fine.
Sorry, Gale, bestie. I don't know where you got the idea for that, but my heart is with Minthara. It always has been.
Fragile vessel in which to place potentially world-ending power. Perhaps it will be better to not shake such a vessel.
Not him threatening to blow himself up over this. I mean, I do get the need to be petty though, let's be real. Okay, can we finally proceed? Jaheira. One thing about me, I am an unapologetic Jaheira hater. No, I will not elaborate further at this time, just no. First, we continue on our quest to get everyone to 20 AC with Miss Quartermaster Tally.
If you're alright by Jaheira, you're alright by me.
I am getting the Yuan-Ti scale mail for my ranger because it has no cap on the AC bonus from dexterity, which bumps Astarian's AC to 20 with 15 from the armor, 3 from dex, and 2 from the shield. And we are also getting the cloak of protection, which is going to my paladin for the extra AC as well. I'm bringing the infernal iron to Damon for Karlak since we're already here. Girl, right in front of Gale too. Jesus, not everyone in this group passing me around, like, imagine them talking when I'm not around. Okay, inside Last Light Inn, I'm picking up the evasive shoes from one Mr. Mattis. Once again for the bonus AC for my paladin. This way we are all at 20 AC. We are really hard to hit with our armor class being so high, which makes us pretty tanky. Very nice. This is kind of satisfying. Let's ignore Jaheira, talk to Raphael, check up on Maul.
Wonder if I could con some gold off that cleric.
Remind Roland to stop whining and bring Daddy Halsin to Flaming Fist Art to trigger the Thaniel quest. Look at us being efficient and productive. Okay, first stop, the Shadowcursed Shambling Mound. I am swapping my Titan String Bow for the Near Misser because the Shambling Mound has immunity to piercing damage and the Near Misser does force damage instead. There's not much to maneuver here because they can't be surprised, so let's just do the usual prep. I'll give everyone the fly potion because this distance can be a bit annoying in terms of mobility. Let's give everyone the drow poison coating just for funsies because these plants are actually susceptible to falling asleep because of the drow poison. Vow of Enmity and Bless on my paladin, and I'll give haste to my ranger as well. The thing is, I have to walk in a bit awkwardly here. I'm pretty sure it's because none of my characters passed the perception check, but if I just run in right now, my entire team will get surprised. So I have to kind of weirdly go in with Astarian ranged to initiate combat, and then just enter combat with the other characters separately after. This boss is just a bit of a pain because we have to be careful with staying in melee range, and you know, 3 out of 4 of my attackers are melee, but otherwise shouldn't be too much of a problem. That went pretty well, I think.
I think the others are asleep.
Oh my god, why does everyone want to sleep with me? Sorry, Karlak bestie, I'm saving myself for marriage with Minthara.
Wait, are you serious?
Maybe Miss Foxy just needs to do like a PSA to the whole camp since, you know, she's been around. Hey, I don't judge though. Saving whiny Roland from the shadows on the way back to Rithwin Town. Being serious though, I love how they showed him struggling with survivor's guilt here. Like, I just have a soft spot for Roland, okay? I need to make sure he survives every time I play. His reaction just feels so human to me. So, which one are we doing first? Maybe I'm being a bit too ballsy here, but I just want to walk in and kind of see what happens. All of the thorm bosses are really tanky though, but then again, we are also dealing ungodly amounts of damage. Let's just see what happens, okay? Gerringothe Thorm can't be surprised, so why don't we do a little sneaky here and I'll go talk to her, and meanwhile I will scatter my characters around. Virtually the only threat here is her turning my team into gold when her visages get destroyed. That's her, legendary action. Basically, we just need to be out of Geringothe's melee range, and we should be fine. Let's first move Bestie Gale out of melee range and just start getting rid of the visages. Feels like we can do this easily within one round, hopefully. Nice! That wasn't bad at all. Picking up the gold around the counting house like a little rat, please. Scraping for it like you haven't just spent thousands on new armor, come on.
It's like a reward.
Okay, 1 down, 2 to go, right? We are going to enter the House of Healing from the back here, just because I fancy to do so. Malus's model design is insane. It's so disgusting. How do you even come up with that? Malus has resistances, so we will be needing sharpness oils, but he can be surprised, so we will definitely take advantage of that. You know the drill by now. Vow of Enmity, Bless, weapon coatings, haste, fly potion, and I'm doing invisibility potion as well, just to make maneuvering here at the beginning a little bit easier. I'm going to run over to this spot because, I don't know, it has the ladder in case I should need it for some reason. I will try to trigger surprise with my ranger and a slaying arrow. The thing with Malus's legendary action, the Whale of Loss, is that it is a reaction and essentially a melee blast. So I'm thinking starting combat ranged might also bait the reaction out of him, and this way we can just completely avoid it. Yeah, this is exactly what we wanted. Nice and clean. We could possibly get rid of him in 1 turn here, fingers crossed. Malus is a tank though, but I'm going to take the risk and focus only him first. Okay, that was kind of cunty. Are you serious? Nice. We are just dominating honourmode. Like, come on. Is honourmode in the room with us right now? Picking up the Surgeon's Subjugation Amulet for my paladin. We have a way to guarantee critical hits with Luck of the Far Realms, i.e. we have a way to guarantee paralyzing the target, which makes the target incapacitated. Picking up Art's Loot, some extra XP, and Arabella's totally alive parents.
I see movement. The patient's awake. Hello? Can you hear me? I don't believe you.
Let's also stop at the morgue here for the Flesh Melter Cloak for my barbarian. It's just extra flat damage, and the scenario in which she gets attacked in melee range is very likely for my barbarian, obviously. I mean, the thorm bosses are being kind of a cakewalk right now. Should we go straight to thisobald? Let's just do it. I'm feeling adventurous. I'm just going to sneak around down here to initiate combat. Thisobald Bestie is kind of annoying to fight though, because my team is dealing a very laughable amount of magic damage. But we move. Basically, Thisobald Thorm is completely immune to physical damage because he has this numb condition, and he only becomes vulnerable when the numb condition is replaced by the blacked out condition after he, what does the game call it? Regurgitate his brew 3 times, because Bestie just keeps getting more and more drunk until he blacks out. As you do, I guess. And since we don't deal a lot of magic damage to bypass the whole numbness mechanic, we need to tank 3 rounds of his attacks, so we need to tank both his legendary action and the actual regurgitation that he does for 3 rounds. I'm pretty sure we also need to do at least some damage to him each turn as well to actually trigger him to do the aforementioned drinking and regurgitating. If I have to say the word regurgitate one more time, I swear. But after that, we have our window to deal damage before he goes numb again and the cycle restarts. Basically, we just have to outdrink him, right? Or out-tank him, I should say. I'm going to initiate combat with Astarion ranged, trying to get surprise, so I have an extra round to just get ready, prepare, get into position, get rid of the zombies. The zombies that are very annoyingly scattered all over the place, by the way. I'll have Miss Foxy deal with this one and stand near Thisobald. She has the most HP out of everyone, so it would be best if she tanked the first hit. Minty is taking the zombie on this side and Galesty is taking the one on that side. I'll use some accuracy oils as well since we're already killing time, might as well. First tank successful, and he got the moderately inebriated condition. I'll have Foxy try to tank again, I guess. Okay, I mean, a little bit yikes, but second tank successful as well. Now he has the profoundly intoxicated condition. That is such like awkward positioning, but okay. I want a Gale to tank, but he's just hiding over there in the corner instead of pulling aggro, so kind of my fault. But we move. Now, anyone but Foxy tanks the 3rd time and we should be set. And now he is blacked out, which means he is vulnerable. And we just unleash all the damage that we can and... Right. Come on, what did I say? Cakewalk. It's becoming too easy for us, come on.
Hello.
I was about to say that after all that walking in the musty, dusty Shadow-cursed lands, we deserve some rest. You know, a warm cup of tea, a cuddle by the fireplace. But let's be real, the Moonrise Towers are even mustier and dustier than outside. So, what are we doing back here? We've got a bunch of upgrades to get, of course. What else is new? You know, the usual. We come somewhere, we buy everything, and then we blink and everyone is dead. I don't know what happens, but it seems to keep happening all the time. First, Lantav is a really good source of potions of angelic reprieve. Definitely majorly stocking up on that. Free short rest for days. I love Miss Mig. Like, yes girl, tell me all about those meat noises you've been hearing.
Mig eats meat, or meat eat Mig.
Honestly, how dare you enslave those gnolls for nothing but your own personal gain? I would never, because I'm a good girl. Listen, one can never have enough speed potions, ever. Now, Miss Araj or Blodra, we haven't paid Miss Crazy a visit yet. I'm getting the Thunderskin cloak for my fighter. A lot of my gear plays with reverberation, so the scenario where she gets attacked by a creature with the reverberating condition is very likely. And, you know, the same as with the Ring of Spiteful Thunder on my ranger. It can daze targets, which makes our characters have more mobility in a fight because dazed enemies can't take reactions. Also getting the Ring of Free Action for my fighter as well, so she doesn't get CC'd. You know, fighters with their 1,000 actions that they can take. It's useful to be able to maneuver around without getting restrained. The Risky Ring from Mirage is going to my ranger. This way I am always attacking with advantage, which is pretty great, obviously. And since the rest of my characters are melee, they usually tank most of the damage, so the risk reward is well worth it here. And I will move the Caustic Band to my paladin for now. Last but not least, Miss Avraj also sells potions and potion ingredients, so let's take advantage of that to stock up on bloodlust elixirs for my fighter and viciousness elixirs for my paladin. Once again, we are making Minthara into a critical hit machine because the elixir of viciousness lowers her critical hit threshold, and critical hits mean double smite damage. The thing is, I would also very much like to have the Potion of Everlasting Vigor for the perma strength buff, but getting it makes Astarion a very sad boy, and, well, I don't like that. That scene just gets me. God.
Could you excuse us a moment? Are you actually asking me to do this?
Astarion girlies, look away. Let's just get it over with and never speak of this again. The strength potion though, I'm giving it straight to my paladin for the strength buff, obviously. You know, I have actually never done the oubliette thing before, so I'm kind of excited to stick my hand into some mystery meat.
Disgusting!
Oh, ew. Act 2 just keeps getting grosser and grosser. Disgusting. Thank you. Always nice to have some vigilance elixirs around. I'll take that too. Giving Minthara ability drain. Oh, you come out in the XP farm. I mean the prison. What?
Your face is rather bland. None may speak to the prisoners. They always think that.
Clap if you've ever wanted to kill somebody.
I reckon you and I were meant to meet. We're scuppered without the right equipment.
Oh damn, that sucks. Hopes and prayers. Get well soon, guys. Hope your situation gets better, you know. That seems like something important. I'll take it. And that's for what you all did to Minthara. Now, up on the first floor, I am bringing Lae'zel to read the third and final Githyanki disc in Balthazar's room. These discs, God, they are the bane of my existence. Every playthrough where Lae'zel is with me, I just need to find them for her. Read it, Lae'zel. Read it and believe it. And now, I mean, we are familiar with our MO at this point, right? I love Squire. Squire is best girl. You just stay in there. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. I love this random like sneaking around the upper floor. It's just so fuck ass. Like, yes, let me just lockpick all these doors to get nothing.
This area is off limits.
Last but not least, let's get rid of Rhodesia and her necromites. Now, obviously right now, Ketheric is invulnerable, but it is possible to bait the ads atop the tower to you without aggroing him. So let's do that so he will be more easily focused in the final fight. Nice. And the docks. Onto the main floor. No, I mean, come on. Would you be mad if I just do a little... So, did it work? Did the editing magic work? Is my honourmode still alive? I still need to bang halsin. The work is not over yet. Wait, you guys thought I would forget you? Come on, I would never. I'm a good girl. We've also finally reached level 8. I wasn't exactly sure what to do with my barbarian. It could kind of go either way between the champion and battlemaster subclass for fighter or just continuing to level barbarian. I do like playing around with maneuvers, so let's just put her into Battlemaster Fighter, and I'll take the precision attack. Riposte is pretty useful as well. It's basically just an extra attack whenever somebody misses you, and remember our AC is pretty high, so pretty high chance for that to happen. Let's pick disarming attack. Sometimes it's useful to get an enemy to drop their weapon. Paladin is getting a swap from cleric to bard. I mean, a paladin bard multi-class combo is nothing new to the Baldur's Gate 3 meta, I feel like. So I'm going pretty basic here. 6 levels into College of Swords bard and 2 levels into paladin, because this way we keep our extra attack from 6 levels into College of Swords bard. Basically this means we have our smites, but we have a bard amount of spell slots to use on smites. On top of that, we get the Song of Rest, we get Inspiration, and we get Flourishes that hit multiple enemies at the same time, and that trigger smites on every enemy separately. So Minthara is going to become quite a powerhouse, I feel like. My fighter gets another feat at level 8, and I'm picking the ability improvement into strength, very basic. To be honest, I don't really know which rogue subclass to give to my ranger. Assassin is probably the most optimal, like meta-wise, but I feel like we are dealing such ungodly amounts of damage to the point where I'm not really taking enough advantage of the assassin bonuses anyway. So let's go with the new swashbuckler subclass just for funsies, cause you know, it's the newest one. Let's see what it's about. I do love myself an upgrade to sneak attack, my favorite skill in the entire game. Yes, I love playing around with sneak attack. Okay, now back at Last Light Inn, let's play a tune for art.
6-inch pumps.
You've been trapped in the Shadowfell for a century.
Genuinely imagine hearing that.
How could this happen to me?
I always smelled lavender.
Now, other than just the volume of enemies that spawn in this fight, nothing should give us too much trouble. After Halsin summons the portal and right before the enemies run in and the fight actually starts, there is a very short window where you can put your characters into turn-based mode and actually have some time to prepare. Right here you can actually see the shadow mastiffs running in. I am just giving everyone a fly potion because enemies spawn all over the place in this fight, and this way it is easier to position the characters where they are needed. Then accuracy oils and bless, so our attacks land easier, and I'm going to have Lae'zel give Will some haste as well because arrows of many targets are basically my only source of AoE damage in this fight. Miss Portal is quite squishy, which can get pretty annoying, and if the portal dies, Halsin is gone, and we can't afford that. This honourmode run is over if Halsin stays in the Shadowfell, okay? Halsin is going to be okay, right? Right? Alright, get the child.
It's done.
Boom. A child.
Finally. I have such a love-hate relationship with Act 2. It is at this point that Act 2 starts to really annoy me because it just feels so stuffy and dark and it just does not want to end. Enough. Let's get the Night Orchid for Miss Shadowheart, you know, as an apology for making her wait so long before she can kill the Night Song. What? No spoilers, babe.
Oh, hells. You didn't pick that by hand, did you? They're deadly poisonous. Joking.
That's him. Like an echo of Thaniel.
Not him whispering as if Oliver is not right in front of me. Okay.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Oh, thank God I can do this without the game of hide and seek. Now, immediately when we enter through this portal, we will be put into combat, so we can prep right now without any issue. Once again, I am just doing the fly potion, bless, and accuracy oils, which gives me some maneuverability and makes my attacks more likely to land, but mainly the maneuverability is what I need because of Oliver's legendary action. I might also help myself with invisibility potions and misty step because of that as well. Basically, when his shadow companions are killed, Oliver drops an AoE, the Wasting Quiet, and that AoE deals an annoying amount of necrotic damage just for standing in it. So we have to maneuver carefully since the majority of my characters are melee, and wherever Oliver's AoE lands, it stays for the duration of the fight, which is pretty annoying. However, it is possible to kind of try and force the AoE to drop somewhere away from us by just first targeting the enemies that are the furthest away. I think we'll just have to see what can be done and try to maneuver around the AoE fields somehow. This fight gets pretty annoying. These shadow fiends can do a surprising amount of damage as well, but they are best used as bait for Oliver's legendary action. Wait, Halsin's initiative roll might have not even been that bad because he is right behind Oliver and right before the shadow fiends in the turn order, so he can get rid of most of them before they do any serious damage. The only issue is that he can't trigger the Wasting Quiet that way because Oliver will have already used it by that point of the turn order. That would have been pretty useful. That, you know, that could have gone way worse. Not bad.
And thank you for playing with me.
Well, isn't this just lovely? Now, I believe we are finally ready. It is time Miss Myrkul awaits.
Through the dark she went creeping, and awoke what was sleeping.
Raphael is just so in love with me.
Merely protecting my assets. I've grown quite fond of you, you know. So if you meet the devil of which I speak, kill it.
Sure, bestie. I was on the way to XP farm anyway.
Listen here, Pipsqueak.
I love how you can just...
Leave. This place is not for you. Away! Your presence is not required, not wanted, not needed. The work must not be interrupted.
Balthazar on the other side getting spam iMessage pings. Come on.
Can you guys please stop calling me? Look, I can't get back to my settings.
Okay. Moonrise Towers, Grief, General, and off we go. Listen, I really can't be bothered with all the shar puzzles in here, so...
What in the wretched hells was that?
I'm going to lockpick this door, sneak through here, kill the cloaker, lockpick this door, then pull the lever, hide, and sneak in. Now, it's time to supremely disrespect Balthazar. I'm using Pass Without Trace on Astarion, giving him Enhanced Ability, Cat's Grace from Minthara. I'm going to scatter my characters around because of the umbral tremors that spawn all over the place when the fight starts, so I can reach them better. Though I'm keeping Astarion and Minthara near the main door. They're going to be our main heist team, okay? Okay, and now we are in combat. Basically, there are enough enemies and NPCs in this fight to purposefully drag this fight out until we complete our goal, so it's no rush whatsoever. I will use Knock with Minthara to open the door to Balthazar's chamber, which basically just puts everyone in there in combat. Greater invisibility, and I'll have Shadowheart concentrate on that. I'm putting Astarion into turn-based mode so his invis doesn't disappear, and then I'll just wait for an opening to snatch Mother off the shelf, and boom, nice. The heist was successfully pulled off. Now we just finished the combat sequence. And then just have a casual conversation with Balthazar. I'm absolutely crying at how he is a tradable NPC. Thank you though, I really need those speed potions, Balthazar. I am famously short on them. I love this dialogue.
General Thorm to you?
I'd trust this gas bag about as far as I can throw him, which isn't far.
It is so unhinged. Like, what do you mean?
She's in a jar on the shelf.
Just fucking around with this powerful necromancer.
What? Give me back my mother this instant.
No.
I gave you a chance, mother thief.
It just never gets old.
You think striking down my body will be the end of me?
Okay, fine. You can have her. Okay, now it's time to farm a bunch of Shadowheart approval. I mean, we need to get the Umbral Gems. This is really serious. Worry not. I will tell you how to skip the Shar trials and be done with them in the span of, I don't know, 5 minutes. First up, we have the soft step trial. I'm sending Astarion in to lockpick all the doors and just stand there at the end. I'll have Shadowheart start the trial, grab the gem, and first one is done. The self-same trial, I'll have Shadowheart go in by herself, take her clothes off. Hey, look away. Start the trial, put her armor back on. Now she can destroy her naked shadow self, and immediately we're done as well. Grab the Umbral Gem, and the second trial is done. I'm also taking the Killer Sweetheart, yet another critical hit item for my paladin. Now, I don't know what to do with the caustic band. I wanted to move it to my barbarian, but I'm not getting rid of the magic ring, okay? This is like a superstition thing for me. I need to have it with me at all times, kind of like Scratcher's ball. It's just always with me, it's not leaving me. So I'm getting rid of Crusher's ring. And lastly, the Faith Leap trial. Just once again, I'll have Shadowheart started, then use a fly potion and just fly across the platforms to the end, and the third Umbral Gem is ours. Easy, done and over. Now, Yurgir, the Orthon, is not tanky whatsoever, so he should not really be a problem. His only shtick is that he is positioned really high up, so to not give him that advantage, I'm going to sneak up on him from around here. Hopefully pass the perception check. Nice. The only thing really needed here are sharpness oils because he is resistant to non-magical damage. And now we just unleash all the damage that we can. Nice and clean. Easy. Honourmode's got nothing on us. Now the final Umbral Gem is ours, and I'm also just picking up the Dark Justiciar gauntlets just for a flat damage increase for my paladin, and I will move the Gloves of Belligerent Skies to my ranger instead. And I do believe we have a complete gear set for Act 2. Finally!
Stop licking the damn thing!
Finally, picking up the spear from the library for Miss Shadowheart, and I think it's time to kill the Night Song.
You have come to drive a dagger through my heart.
Not a dagger, a spear. My Lady Shar's spear.
Shadowheart, I'm not going to fight you. You can kill her. Go on. Come on. Did you really think I was going to deny Aileen her Sailor Moon moment? Her wings transformation.
Don't you find it oh so curious that you would spurn your dark lady?
I was also thinking that I could just pick off the Githyanki on the way back to Moonrise Towers. I mean, why not? They're on the way there. So what I want to try to do here is just approach them from a higher vantage point so they don't have that advantage on me. Other than that, I mean, the Githyanki are just damage sponges. There's really no like fun strategizing to do other than going full offense. I really don't feel like dying to these Githyanki. Successfully completed.
The Moon Maiden Isabel. She is all but alone now. Be a goodly sinner and dash off to kill her post-haste.
Listen, you're not wrong. Isabel is all by herself. And I'm also famously not opposed to a cheeky little power-up, but the Dark Urge Slayer form is so ugly. I'm I'm not going to run around looking like that.
Try on your new gin jams.
Girlfriend, stop! Get back in the car!
Very well. Side by side we'll stand.
Yes, Jaheira is finally joining me. You are my favorite character. I can't wait to have you with me. You don't even know it. Okay, so Ketheric is the big bad of Act 2, right? But to be honest, he is not that bad to fight. We can just solely focus him. I'm going to be very basic. I'm doing just the usual. I feel like we know what that is at this point. On our weapons, I'm doing sharpness oils once again because Ketheric is also resistant to non-magical damage. Doing a bless on everyone. Fly potions because Ketheric starts the fight atop of those stupid stairs, so you can take an annoying amount of time just to reach him. Now, I mean, we just have to see if the dice rolls are in our favor. There's really nothing else to do here. So I'm just hoping our initiative rolls are not abysmal. Our major player in this fight is our paladin, Miss Minthara herself. You are about to see why a paladin is so insanely strong, especially in Act 2, especially in the final boss fight of Act 2, because of one simple small detail, and that is that Ketheric and Myrkul are classified as undead. Even Ketheric, who you would think would be a humanoid, I guess, but he is classified as undead. And because Ketheric is classified as undead, it means that divine smites are even more effective against him.
Oh my god, my Shayla!
Ketheric's got nothing on us. It's basically just a matter of whether Minthara is going to land her attack or not. I'm not worried whatsoever. We do a lot of damage. Okay, that was a bit crazy, right?
It scares me to be still. It's terrifying, yeah.
So what do you like to do like in your...
Let's continue. I am breathing down Ketheric's neck, okay? I am not letting him rest. We are going straight into the Mind Flayer colony. Before we go though, I'm just using the hireling, made in my likeness of course, to give me warding bond because Miss Foxy is going to be the main tank in the upcoming boss fight. Let's go baby, in and out as fast as possible. God, I hate this place so much. I can't wait to enter Act 3. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, there's mainly just an XP farm down here, nothing else. Well, actually, some very interesting Dark Urge lore happens here, but we'll get there. What would be incredibly sexy though would be if we hit level 9 while inside the colony, because that would give us a very nice power up, just generally by being a higher level of course, but we would gain some quite useful skills for the Myrkul fight. So, what to do first? We have to think this through tactically, okay? This is serious business. The most important thing to set up here is to have Luck of the Far Realms and Executioner ready on Minthara before the boss fight, because that means 2 guaranteed critical hit divine smites. I'll go say hello to Chop first, put him out of his misery immediately.
No will sparks behind his eyes.
This disturbs me on so many levels. I will just pretend that I do not see. Let's deal with the undead next. So, what are we doing for level 9? For Miss Foxy, I was deciding whether I should take another level into Fighter, obviously because that would give her another feat, but she is the main tank for the Myrkul fight, so I have very tactically decided to take another level into Barbarian instead, specifically because of Mindless Rage, because that makes her immune to being charmed or frightened while she's raging. Now with Minthara, I was kind of thinking about it because I feel like the classic tactic that's usually utilized with a Bard Paladin combo is taking 10 levels into Bard because you get Banishing Smite. It's a smite that does force damage, so it's a super powerful spell, but we are not quite there yet, especially for this fight right now with Myrkul. I definitely think that Minthara would benefit more from taking another level into Paladin because we get our Vow of Enmity back, which means she gets perma access to advantage. Astarion, keeping it a bit more simple, I'm just taking another level into Rogue, which gives him another feat, picking ability improvement into Dexterity. And with Fighter, I don't know, like every time that we level up, I'm always thinking, should I multi-class my Fighter? Should I do something else? But I always just reach the same conclusion that I really want improved extra attack, which you get at level 11 Fighter, so I'm just taking another level into Fighter. There are also going to be some very important saving throws to be done in the Myrkul fight, so Indomitable is far from being useless, especially because it is a free action that doesn't consume any resources in battle. Let's go say hello to Cressa! Finally, we get some actual exposition about what the Dark Urge is and what happened and what it's all about. To be honest, I wish there was more because this is like, it's so intriguing to me. What exactly happened here before the Urge lost their memories? I need to know in more detail and I need to know in more direct exposition. Come on, please, give it to me.
Show me to me, please.
The Dark Urge journal entry from this interaction cracks me up. Like, yes, bloody vengeance does seem appropriate. And we'll get there. Saving Miss Mizora next. I'm so sorry, Will. I failed to negotiate him out of his contract. I feel like I've been neglecting him really badly. So we really can't forget to save Mizora, because what even happens to Will if you don't save Mizora? I don't even know. We're not gonna find out.
She will release the soul bearer from all obligation within 6 months.
I am so very kind. Will, you are so welcome. You owe me one.
It's always the terms and conditions that get you.
Oh hey, there's some extra XP just sitting right here. How strange. Now, originally, I wanted to end this video here because it is getting super long, but the cliffhanger is killing me, okay? Not so much for you, dear viewer, but for me, okay? I need to see this through to the end because otherwise I will not be able to sleep. I am going crazy. It's either you or me, Myrkul. I'm coming for you. Okay, Luck of the Firearms is ready, Executioner is ready, calling Best Boy Scratch to my side as moral support, and let's do this. Now when it comes to Myrkul, I'm not worried whatsoever. Like, it's gonna be a walk in the park, I promise. It's gonna be easy, and it's gonna go by without any issues. We do a lot of damage, but we still have to be careful.
You said it was under control.
I love Daddy Gortash. This entire cutscene, he is just so fuck-ass.
Oh, the general voice. Is this where we salute? If the weapon is truly in your grasp, Ketheric, might I suggest closing your fist?
Orin too.
He must lead the murder march to Baldur's grave.
Okay, be serious. First things first, I'm giving Scratch invisibility so he can sneak towards Aelin. When he is in place, I'm entering turn-based mode to prep, giving everyone sharpness oils because of Ketheric and Myrkul's resistances to non-magical damage, and a fly potion so we can move more easily from one platform to another. Minthara will be concentrating on Bless, and both Astarion and Shadowheart will be concentrating on Haste. Astarion will haste Minthara, and Shadowheart will haste Astarion. Now, why did I kind of swap them around? I mean, is it more than likely that they will lose their concentrations and warding bond pretty fast? Well, yes. But as long as they last, I think it's worth it. It is just a bit annoying because if Shadowheart or Astarion lose concentration on haste, the person they are hasting becomes lethargic, which is not ideal because it renders them useless for a whole round. We will just have to see what happens. Now, because Astarion is ranged, I am banking on his concentration lasting the longest. Hopefully he will take less hits than the rest, so that's why he is the one hasting Minthara. Minty is the MVP here, of course. Don't forget Vow of Enmity as well.
There you are, as predicted.
Kethussy, don't test me. It's 3 AM. I beat you once. I will do it again. The deadpan question is killing me.
Let us speak plainly.
Like, yes, please explain like I'm 5.
Your place is to die. I will kill you now.
I'm sure you will. You know, okay. Scratch will go first, freeing Miss Aelin and putting her into combat. The Mind Flayer on the platform next to Aelin will use the Tadpole Charm as a reaction when attacked. And getting charmed is not ideal because it means that whoever attacked them will be unable to attack them again, thus wasting a whole turn just standing around basically. This is where Mindless Rage comes into play. Remember, whilst raging, Miss Foxy is immune to being charmed, so she will be the one to take on the Mind Flayer. On the platform to the left are the Necromites. We are definitely not letting Myrkul consume any Necromites because the Necromites heal him and, you know, give him access to a super powerful attack. I would maybe rather not find out just how powerful it is. So Astarion is going over there and hopefully getting rid of them. Now, whatever action economy we have left, we are of course using on Ketheric himself. Shadowheart will attack him before Minty because Ketheric will use Shield Blow as a reaction to melee attacks, and again, this renders the attacker useless for the rest of the turn if they fail the saving throw, and Miss Minty is too important to be knocked prone. Sorry, Shadowheart. I would prefer if Ketheric doesn't get a turn because he is annoying. Okay, the Ketheric phase went by pretty smoothly. Okay, boss introduction, hello? Myrkul, I didn't know you were such a diva.
Shit.
Oh no. I might have forgotten that the action economy doesn't reset before Myrkul spawns because it's technically within the same round. Okay, not the best, but we move. Oh, Myrkul has those ultra resistances as well, but Aelin also deals quite a lot of damage to him, so we got this. So, because the Apostle of Myrkul doesn't move, Darkness is pretty effective against him because you can move in and out of his range freely due to him being blinded, and it gives advantage to all our attacks as well as disadvantage to his. And Myrkul can't move out of it, so he's kind of permanently blinded. Shadowheart and Minthara are kind of the only ones with a couple actions left, so I'll have Shadowheart shoot him with a darkness arrow, that way we don't even have to use concentration to blind him. One thing about Myrkul, it's very annoying when the legendary action of a boss is executed as a form of a reaction, and Myrkul's reaction is super powerful and annoying. And you'll see why right now. Because Foxy is out of actions for this round, and I intended for her to tank Myrkul's legendary action, Shadowheart will tank, so Minthara can do damage afterwards. Okay, Indomitable coming in clutch. I knew it was useful. Come on, Minty, everything is on your or Aelin's shoulders. Okay, exactly what I wanted not to happen, happened. Damn it. Minthara is lethargic now. Go, Aelin, go. Okay, so Foxy now has her actions back. She is supposed to be tanking his reaction, okay? She was intended to do that. That was the whole reason for giving her warding bond, so she will attack first and tank the legendary action. Additional points as to why Miss Foxy is tanking: because the Gaze of the Dead has a constitution save and she has the highest constitution out of everyone, and the Gaze of the Dead also frightens, which she is also immune to due to mindless rage. Because of that, she will obviously tank way better than Shadowheart. I'll have her go in with disarming attack, just in case it lands. It would be pretty useful, and the fact that Myrkul can be disarmed is just hilarious. I can't believe that worked. Okay, nice. Using undead slaying arrows with the Starian. Damn, I mean, Shadowheart is holding her ground. Okay, final round. Let's finish this. Foxy will tank again. And Mithara will end him. That went fairly cleanly, all things considered.
And now the picture comes together.
Yes, exposition, come on, give it to me.
I believe you fought and defeated an avatar of Myrkul.
I'm giving the Reaper's Embrace from Ketheric to Miss Shadowheart. And I do believe now's the time to finally end this video. We've done so much. I cannot wait to enter Act 3. I'm so excited to enter Baldur's Gate. It is my favorite part of the game. So thank you so much if you made it to this point. If you give me a like, I love you. And as always, I'm sending you virtual hugs. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!